everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm once again shooting a video on my phone. I don't even know where to look. Like I'm looking at myself, but I know the camera's right there. Yeah, challenges continue with my normal lighting setup. I was pretty sure I had an extra ring light bulb, and I did. And I found it yesterday afternoon, and I was putting it in, and it like popped. Something internally, the moment I plugged it in, like popped. So that bulb is no good. And I'm looking online, and apparently now they're not making a lot of 18-inch ring light replacement bulbs. Like they're very hard to find. I could find a whole new setup that's 18-inch, which that's not that important, but I just didn't want to go a lot smaller than what I already had. And yeah, I think I'm going to have to end up purchasing an entirely new stand with the ring light, the camera mount, tripod, something that plugs into the wall and isn't just rechargeable because I don't want to do that all the time. So yeah, it's going to be just a little bit of time that I am producing videos from my phone. And I have wasted 45 minutes of my time up here this morning already just fiddling with a different little like tabletop thing. I broke it. I thought it was supposed to be able to turn sideways, and I was checking to see if it could also turn sideways, and when I did that, it broke. Needless to say, by necessity, this is going to be a quick makeup look right now. My plan was already to do like a quick spring break, kids are home makeup look, but now it's going to be real quick. So Rimmel Multitasker, Better Than Filters. This is 003 Light. I really do like this as a first step and as kind of a foundation replacement type of step. I'm swiping that on all over. I'm like getting every little bit off of the doe foot. And as you'll see, it's glowy, but it's just super pretty once it all gets blended in. Probably gonna need to hold a hand mirror here. Like I'm literally only looking into my phone for mirrors. See, it's real glowy, but I always like the way it ends up looking. And then I pair in some concealer and some powder, and it's a really good finished look. We had a good day yesterday. I was 2 for 2 on situations with Rhett where we were outside, and he loves to be outside. And we haven't had a ton of outside time lately. He would like to just live his entire day outside if he could. But like we went to a playground, and then in the afternoon after his nap, we were just playing out in the front yard. And a lot of times he just freaks out on me a little bit when it's time to go in and there's a clash, you know? But both times he was very mature about it. Just, okay, it's time to go in. He's like, we'll go out and play again tomorrow. Yes, we will. You won't let me forget that. Rimmel, the Multitasker. Sometimes I just start with a Rimmel product and then I pull in the next thing from Rimmel. And this is the shade Sand, and this is a good concealer, good coverage. So we're gonna dab her in right around here. I just can't believe, like, I guess I just took for granted every single day for no doubt hundreds of videos. I was just able to sit there, turn my light on, and everything was good. Placement was good. I liked the way I had things. I'm gonna take a little concealer brush and pull this around. And I also dampened a beauty blender today because I'm like, I haven't used a beauty blender in a while. Actually, it's a Real Techniques sponge. So the main coverage element of this look, even though the Rimmel Multitasker gives some coverage, it's really resting on the shoulders of this concealer. And I'm just going to dab it in. Anybody else struggling to adjust to the time change? It's been hard getting out of that warm bed. Part of my decor is spring, part of it is still a little stuck in winter. I wasn't planning to have to shoot from this angle, okay? Sorry, I feel like I'm just in this complainy sort of headspace, and I'm sorry for that. But see how good that looks just with the Better Than Filters thing and then some concealer blended in. And then we'll do some powder. I'm using Fit Me, Maybelline Fit Me in Fair. Tapping in with my little e.l.f. Pinky Puff. Just the idea of spring break kind of snuck up on us this year. It's like we've been doing all this traveling for cheer. We're like, no, we're not taking any kind of trip this week. But we've gotten to have some fun experiences like while we've been on cheer trips too. So we've had some good times. And I think what we all really needed was the slowdown this week. Just like hanging out, watching movies, popping up the folding table and everybody's coloring, playing Jenga, just doing fun stuff around the house, going to the playground. We needed that. So now I'm nicely set in my key areas. I still feel a little out of sorts because I'm just not looking into my normal lighting or mirror or anything. But I've been liking this powder, this Halo Glow Press Powder Light Neutral. And as you'll see, it tends to mattify a little bit, but I'm using it pretty lightly. And I've kind of been using it just in the same manner I would use like my Super Stay Hybrid Powder Foundation, just really lightly to set over the top of my complexion look. It's been doing so good for that. It's just, I would say it's a softer, more coverage packed, more matte powder than I was expecting this to be. I love this look, and no foundation. Pulled in a little mirror here just off the side because the handheld thing just is not going to work for me throughout this. I've got my e.l.f. liquid bronzer and contour. Light medium is the shade. I like this stuff. I haven't used it a ton. It's pretty intense, you know? Like it really does a lot. I'm only going to put a couple dots there and then blend it in with the Sephora 56. Some of you guys are probably wondering, when does this become a really quick and effortless look, Em? I'm kind of wondering that myself. But look at the intensity. Real bronzy. I feel like I need to get going on the blending of this, though. It's not like it's setting that fast, but it just makes me nervous, you know, with the depth. We were talking about travel makeup in the other video, and I do feel like when I travel, I kind of don't do as much with the cream stuff, just because I do feel like it is a little more fussy generally. And if I've got a full face palette with like my bronzer, my blush, highlighter, all those needs, it just seems like something I can kind of fly through a little faster and easier. But that's good. That's a good product there. I feel very actually bronzed up. Since I'm feeling like I'm on a roll now, we're going to use a camo liquid blush. This is the shade Berry Well, I think. Let's just do a dot and a dot. It looks kind of reddish pink. I've not worn this one a lot. I also have a mauve colored one that I think I've ended up reaching for more. Hello. I've given myself a task here. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to recover from this one. Oh my gosh. How was that one dot this much? Like, are you kidding me right now? Is there a curse over the makeup room at this current time? Okay, this is absolutely crazy. I can't believe, like, how did I ever use this? How did I ever pull this off? Like, I've blended in the surface area. I can't blend there anymore, you know? Oh, did I ever use this shade? I'm really starting to wonder. Okay, how do we recover from this? Well, it's going to take concealer. It's going to take a reapplication, I guess. I don't like having to do that. I've already literally set my concealer. Okay, let's just do this together here. I would go dot, dot, and then I would put something down here too. And then just start working with that and see where we can get with things, okay? You know it's bad if I'm thinking it's way too much. But I got this sponge. I did happen to pull out a sponge today, and this should keep me from looking too heavy with it all. Really trying to spread that amount that I put on. Top of the cheek is looking good. It's like the whole rest of the area. Like I just look completely roasted. It didn't seem like I put on that much, did it? Let's just do a dot and a dot. Well, that turned out to be the amount of blush that could have been good for my entire street. Okay, so it's improving. The situation is improving. I'm still not liking like the sheer amount of redness that I've got all the way out to my hairline. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna keep going in with this. I don't know that I wanna, do I wanna dot it directly on my face? I'm gonna get some on my hand. Maybe this is helpful information. Again, I thought this was gonna be quick, but this has slowed me down somewhat. I've done a swipe here. I'm picking it up with a sponge, kind of like in a really dabbing around type of way. And we're just gonna start pressing that in over the whole blush application, making more sense of it. Well, I didn't put on foundation today, but it looks like we're putting foundation on top of blush to save the look. I think we're achieving wearable status, okay? This, I'll never forget. I'll never forget this experience, though. I'm now going to apply some highlighter. I have Revlon Skin Lights Daybreak Glimmer. Get a little bit of that on the tops of the cheeks. I'm seeing it more in my mirror over here than I am head on in the camera right now. That's okay. It's there. You know it's bad if I think it's too much. I'm going to use some of this Fix and Last from Essence. I'm still just kind of trying to figure this stuff out. This is the one that has the hyaluron, it says in it, so it's supposed to be a little bit more, perhaps, moisturizing. It says keep it perfect, free from oil and alcohol. It's a pretty good mist there. Yeah. I'm going to do my brows because I feel like this is a really tough situation to actually complete my brows, and I'll be back. The brow thing is kind of working if I just look off this way. I just don't know if that is good here on the camera if I'm always looking sideways, but yeah, we're just filling in. I'm using my little Sephora brand retractable brow pencil. I'm rather impressed with how natural the surface of my skin is looking, considering I did concealer and then I topped off with more concealer. I think I thinned it out quite a bit, and having that sponge was probably really important, actually. I haven't used a sponge in a long time. It's funny, today of all days, I had one at the ready and was wanting to use it. Okay, so I'm filled in. We're gonna use the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Brow Gel Wax. So it's kind of cloudy looking, but it goes in the brows and you can really feel that hold. Combination of gel and wax. That works. It's one of the hardest things to do your brows in like a different setup than what you're used to. If I'm getting ready in a hotel, I'm like, wait a minute, do my brows look anything the same as they usually do? For eyes, I don't want to do a whole lot today. I'm going to do a little eyeshadow primer. Maybe I'll work with a shadow stick look. Someone was actually asking in a comment, like, can we get an updated one shadow type of look? I'm gonna bust out this single and see if I like this again as a one shadow look. I'm sure I've done this in the past, but it's been a long time. Maybelline Nude Glow is the single. Looks like this. It's kind of like it's catching the light big time, but if it's not, I think it could be good in my crease. So I'm gonna start out with my crease brush. This is all we're gonna use shadow wise today. And yeah, I was seeing a little contrast there in the crease. I don't think I'm going to want to use too much. It is rather shimmery. The idea with a one shadow look is like it can be your quick go-to, right? So it shouldn't take a long time, shouldn't take a lot of building and stuff. So I've gotten that applied to the crease, and then to avoid any one spot looking too shimmery, I'm going to take a bare brush and just blend over the edge. Really the whole application, okay? And then I'm going to take the little sponge tip, because that can work just as well as a big flat brush. I'm going to go all over my lid here. If we ever needed a one shadow look, it's today. There it is, kind of glowy. See, like really working for me, actually. I need to see this up closer. Yeah, it is pretty shiny in the crease, but yet it's still like not catching the light in some ways and able to give me a little contrast, so I'm not really mad at it. One thing you could definitely do is just stick some bronzer in the crease as your crease shade, but we wanted one shadow look. I think this is actually doing all right. I'm feeling like some Brown Abyss from L'Oreal Lace Shadow Stick. Here I have to remember it's on my phone and I have to import it into my computer, and I don't want to have massive clips to have to work with, so I'm like starting and stopping every couple minutes. Little easy lazy liner right here. Oh, these go on so well. And how is it that they feel cooling? It's a Slay L'Oreal. Oh, you brought me a powder puff. Thank you. Do a little bit down here. By a little bit, I mean just like the outer portion and smudge. Okay, that looks good. Next up, we are curling lashes. That was such a quick eye look, guys. And my lips feel super dry today, so we'll find something easy for that. We'll make up for the fact that the complexion steps were a bit tedious today. I'm using this Wonder Bond from Rimmel Bonding Serum Mascara. Serum's such a buzzword. What are some other makeup buzzwords you feel like you hear all the time? But this mascara really is pretty good. Kind of builds off of itself pretty well, looks really black. I'm going to do this eye, another coat here, another coat there, and I'll be back. Okay, my lashes are done. For the lip, I want something kind of long wearing, but I also want my lips to feel absolutely drenched in moisture. So we're just going to combine a couple of things here. This is my Superstay Matte Ink Crayon in the shade called Enjoy the View. So I'm going to pop this on. Yep, turns out it's kind of an exact match for my shirt. Okay, there's that. I like that color on me right now. And then I'm going to take one of these yummy glosses. This is the one called You're Just Jelly. Oh, I love the smell. Intense. If you really want to smell something. But they're really sheer. This is adding a little something. Nice. Looking good. So that is my look today. I think it turned out really good, actually. I mean, would you ever have known there was a massive blush incident today? The shadow. I feel like I spent hardly any time on the shadow, and at this angle, I feel like, you know, maybe I could blend that out a little more. But all in all, pretty good look. I think that lip is fantastic. My lips are just really dry and I wanted the color, but I really needed the just feeling of moisture. So thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I don't know that I'll have a new setup by the time I shoot my next video, so we may have another one like this, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon we get the situation resolved. So I've positioned myself directly in front of one of the soft boxes to just at least get head-on lighting. Yeah. Good times. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. I love you. Bye.